What is up, YouTube? This is VMonkeyFX, and this is my fourth time trying this tutorial because each time I've managed to screw up the recording process, which is kind of surprising, really. But anyway, this is going to be the start of a beginner's series that I'm going to do, probably about 8 episodes. I'm not sure. I will not stop doing my regular tutorials. I'm just going to do this alongside it. Okay? Enough of that, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Say hi to After Effects, because After Effects said hi to you, and it's only polite to say hi back, so say hi, After Effects. And we're going to go ahead and make an analogy to start off this. Let's compare, this looks pretty intimidating, so let's just compare After Effects to a camera. Okay, pretty simple, right? We have our lens over here. This is what's capturing the footage. Well, not really, but yeah, you get it. Then we have our composition panel over here, which, in case you didn't notice, the interface is divided into panels in order to maintain organization. This is sort of like our preview monitor thing that we have on the back of our camera. It'd be sort of like the equivalent of your phone screen if you don't use an actual camera. And then down here we have our time indicator, which would be your camera roll, or on an actual camera it would be your little whatever button that is, the preview button to look through your photos and stuff. And then over here we have a whole bunch of fancy settings on the camera. And then this would be like your stats. Okay? Sounds good. Now say that we want to say to keep in line with the metaphor, hit the record button. I'll put the window over to the side and we can drag and drop a picture into our composition. Not our composition, our project. I'm sorry, we're not that far. Drag it into your project, and in case you don't know, go to File, New Project, or Open Project if you so wish. And then you can determine the file location of that project in a window similar to this. Now, okay, so we have our subject in the shot, and I didn't mean to do that. We have our subject in the shot. How do we hit the record button, say, in After Effects? So we go to Composition, New Composition, and this will basically determine our camera settings, like how wide it is, how high it is. This is basically customizing your lens, okay? Pixel aspect ratio, you don't have to worry about any of this. Preset, bunch of different presets that come with After Effects. Don't worry about it. It's got a bunch of professional stuff that we don't need to worry about at this point in time. Background color, pretty self-explanatory. That's the color of your film, per se. This is what everything goes in, okay? This would be like your film, where we layer other layers on top of it and make it look pretty. Then we have our start time code right here, which is automatically set at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, whatever, how many zeros that is. 7. Hours, minutes, seconds, frames. Very specific. So, my last composition that I was working on, if we go up to the frame rate, you can see it's 30 frames per second. So that means that in this composition length, we will have a total of 15 minutes, 46 seconds, and 24 frames, which 24 frames is just under a second. Okay, so it's very precise. And then we hit OK to create our film. And as you can see, by default, actually not by default, it's going to probably start off with a window about this size. Now to fit it up to your full panel size, you can go over to this drop down arrow and hit fit. And we'll go over why that works a little bit later, but for all intents and purposes, that's what you do. And say that I want to, so I've recorded my footage already over here, and then I have other footage, and I'd like to compile this footage onto my existing film. I can go ahead and drag it onto my film, which is this, and then using this time indicator, I can move along my animation. Now, since I haven't animated this object yet, it's going to stand perfectly still, which makes sense, I mean, what is that, law of inertia? If we haven't moved it, it's not going to move, because that's not obvious at all. Anyway, losing my voice. So, yeah, we have our 3 basic panels. And over here is arguably the most used panel in After Effects. It's the preview panel, which if I just create a basic animation, which I don't expect you to follow along with anything I'm doing whatsoever, just doing this for demonstration purposes. Okay? And if I hit this little RAM preview button right here, this will basically play it at 30 frames per second with all these settings, okay? And I will RAM preview this since I'm running my video capture software. It's going to be really slow and really pixely. So you see we have a basic animation of this, my YouTube logo growing. Pretty cool, right? Alright, so that's basically all I have for this very first tutorial. I hope you guys found it useful. Not necessarily sure about that one, but I hope you found it useful. Hopefully you got used to the basic workflow of After Effects. Basically, we import footage, we edit the footage down here, and then we see how it looks up here, which is the most important part of it, is how it looks, right? Okay, well, I think that's going to be it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching, like I already said, and if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button if you want to see more beginner tutorial like this coming out. I'm going to be doing a series, so yeah, that would be very helpful to me if you do that for me. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there, and see you guys in the next video.